The day she left, I stood barefoot in our kitchen, a microwave humming in the background, a frying pan in one hand, and a silence so loud it made my ears ring. The couch she didn't want. That's what I had left. And $80,000 in debt she kindly didn't mention until the papers came. That was the worst day of my life. And now? I thank her for it. We weren't perfect, but I thought we were real. Fought like everyone. Laughed like best friends. Had routines. Sunday pancakes. Birthday gifts with handwritten cards. All those little things that trick you into thinking you're safe. One morning, I woke up to her packing. Boxes labeled in her neat teacher handwriting. Books, kitchen, bathroom, not ours. Heron. Wait, where are you going? I asked. I'm moving out. The movers will be here at 9, she said. We didn't even fight, I told her. That's the problem. We haven't fought. We haven't felt anything in a long time, she replied. You're just giving up? I asked, still half asleep. I gave up years ago. I just didn't tell you. She took the bed, the plates, the comforter, the wine glasses we got for our wedding, even the salt shaker. Who takes the salt shaker? She left behind a couch that couldn't recline and the pan she burned eggs in. And that night, I sat in an empty apartment, watching a blank wall, wondering when I stopped being someone worth staying for. 2 days later, the real slap came. A letter in the mail. Legal debt. $80,000. Mostly credit. All in my name. I remember calling her. This can't be right, I said. Check the statements. You always said you'd take care of things, so I let you. You maxed out 5 cards. On furniture. Vacations. IVF that didn't work. Memories, okay? She hung up, and I screamed into the empty room until my voice cracked. $29.61. That's all I had. I was holding soup and bread when I realized I couldn't afford both. And that's when the tears came. Right there. In front of strangers. Nobody said a word. One woman gave me that look. Pity. That "you poor man" look. And that was somehow worse than being left. My first visit to a therapist, I said, my wife left. Took everything. Even the salt. I can't sleep, can't eat. And I don't know who I am without her. For weeks, I didn't leave the apartment unless I had to. I watched shows I didn't care about. Ate dry cereal. Let dishes pile up. Stared at the wall, wondering what she was doing. Who she was laughing with. You don't understand how many versions of your ex you fight in your mind. The one who's happy without you. The one who's better. The one who never looks back. My lowest point? The day I got drunk alone and left myself 17 voicemails I couldn't remember the next morning. But somewhere in that fog, something shifted. One day I woke up, looked in the mirror, and didn't recognize the guy staring back. Not because he was broken, but because he was still here. And I thought, if she could rebuild her life from scratch, why can't I? So I started with one thing a day. Day 1, I did the dishes. Day 2, I updated my resume. Day 3, I opened a savings account with $17, tiny wins. But they were mine. I sold the TV she left behind. Bought secondhand weights. Started lifting at 6 a.m. Just me and my demons. I cooked. I burned things. I learned. At the gym, the trainer asked, "What's your goal?" To not feel like garbage anymore. Good. Start there. I stopped checking her socials. Unfollowed mutual friends who picked sides. Started listening to music that wasn't ours. I even picked up a hobby, woodworking. Because nothing heals like building something with your bare hands. I took a weekend trip to the mountains. Hiked alone. Stood on top of a ridge. Looked out at the trees and thought, I'm not as small as I feel. The apartment slowly turned into a home. Not our home. My home. A bookshelf I built. Photos I took. A bed I paid for. No more hand-me-down energy. My bank account started breathing again. Work? Better than ever. I mentored a new hire and saw myself in him. Lost, uncertain but full of fight. One night, I looked around and whispered, "Look what I made out of nothing." In therapy, my counselor asked, "What's different now?" I don't wake up angry. I wake up curious. About who I get to become. Then it happened. A mutual friend's wedding. She was there. Hair different, smile the same. We talked. "You look different," she said. "I am. I didn't think you'd bounce back like this." Neither did I. There was no anger, no blame, just closure. And I realized I didn't want her back. I wanted me back. And I got him. Yeah, I'll admit it. I used to want her to suffer. I wanted her to feel what I felt, to break the way I broke, but not anymore. I don't care what she's doing. I don't care who she's with. I don't give a shit about her anymore. Because to me, she's nobody now. The best revenge is indifference. She took everything. The dishes, the bed, the money, the comfort. But she gave me something better. A chance to rebuild, to redefine, to restart. And now, every time I cook on that new stove, every time I sleep in that bed I paid for, every time I look in the mirror, I see a man she wouldn't recognize, but I do. Because I finally know who I am. And this version of me, he doesn't chase, he doesn't beg, he builds, and he never breaks again.